Hello, and welcome to Ocean View High School. I am Stephen Burke. I'm one of the history department chairs here at Ocean View, and I would like to take a few minutes to share with you a presentation on the amazing things our department offers your children as they come here to Ocean View and their experience with us for the next 4 years. This is myself, our IB juniors, and also my co-chair, the amazing Mrs. McDonough, on a trip while we were doing a historical research project on Japanese internment during World War II. So we actually went up to LA, to Little Saigon, went to a historic museum called Go for Broke, and a lot of our kids got to do historical narratives. It's a really fun trip. And I just want to show this as an example of some of the amazing things that we offer as a 4 year experience here at OV. What is the IB? I'm sure you're asking that question right now. Like, what is IB? I've always heard of AP. So the IB is the gold standard for public education around the world. It's a very unique program. It's one of the most exclusive programs available for your student to take. The IB in general, how did it start? How did it come to creation? A lot of its roots start with the birth of international schools during the rise of the United Nations. So these delegates that went to the UN needed a place for their kids to go to school, and they needed a framework that could and like school lessons that could be transferred across the globe as they traveled and became dignitaries. So in birth, the IB was created. It's very similar to AP, but with the recognition of all of the world's academic societies behind it. So our classes are weighted. Your kids get weighted GPAs. The honors stuff goes in their GPA and calculate. And we'll get into some of the perks of being an IB school. So one of the best perks about being an IB school is our kids have an edge when they apply to college. This is a graphic we make every year for our social studies seniors that are in our IB history program. So you can see these are all the universities that this class got accepted to. So this is the class of 2019. And so you see, Pepperdine, Hofstra, UC. They swept the UCs. You have UCLA, you have Cal, UCSD, UC Santa Cruz, go Banana Slugs, and even my alma mater, the University of Redlands. We feel like our kids really get an edge when they apply to college because of the unique education that the IB offers. So what is IB? What makes it unique? There's only one. We are one of 9 high schools in all of Orange County that offer an IB program. So when your child gets to apply to college in a couple of years, they get to apply as a very unique student. They get to apply as an IB student, which kind of just makes them unique in the application world. So who are the other IB schools? These are the other lesser high schools, in my incredibly biased opinion. You have Mission Viejo, Newport Harbor, Santa Margarita, Troy High School. These are all incredible, prestigious high schools. El Toro. These are all prestigious high schools, but they're not OV. But as you can tell, when our kids get to apply to colleges, our IB students do very well in their acceptances. So what does that look like? So this is the total. So let's look at all these major universities over here on the left. So you have, let's go with Cornell. Okay, I went to Cornell. If you're an Office fan, you know what I'm talking about. So Cornell University, total population acceptance rate is 18%. If you're an IB student, you see a plus 13% stat-wise bump in acceptance. So you actually have a 31% acceptance rate of going in there. The UCLA, go Bruins. All right. The general population is only about 25% acceptance rate into UCLA. Sorry, 23%. But the NIB student gets a plus 25% bump because of the recognition of the program. And so you actually apply a 48% clip if you're an IB student. So this is another infographic. You're welcome to pause it here, and you can go through any of these major ones. I think we did Cal Poly San Lo, where my cousin went. She was an IB student, and so the overall acceptance rate 39%. IB students applying to San Lo 68%. So you can pause this presentation and go through this list and check it out. So please feel free. Okay, so this is another example of the college acceptance success rate we have here. We have with our program here at Ocean View. This is the 2018 class, so this is 3 years ago now. So we have everything from John Hopkins, UCLA, Illinois Tech, to the Cal States, Gonzaga. So these are great universities um, for for our students. We're very proud of this class. Another great group, and we're currently working on the class of 2020. Many of them got early acceptance into UCI. A few had heard from the other UCs, and I'm sure their list is going to be just as impressive. So, why does IB get this acceptance rate to universities? We've actually had college professors like tell us that they wish IB was like a prerequisite for all of their students because they can just tell that the writing style and the learning that goes on in the IB courses really prepares kids very well. In fact, we're going to hear from a couple of students at the end of this presentation and hear their testimonials about how they started MUN as freshmen in their freshman year, which is our global politics program for 2 years, and how that really just springboards them into so much success already. So 58% of the kids that go to college complete college, which is a great number. But IB students have a 76% completion rate. And so what they're noticing is that there's this direct correlation between being an IB student and being successful at the college level. And so hence why colleges really tend to lean more towards the IB students, and they have such a higher, more, our students tend to have a higher acceptance rate to these prestigious universities. Okay, so I'm sure you're like, I'm sold, sign me up. And so I just want to kind of explain now, what does that look like? What does that look like here? So what we offer is we offer our A through G history courses. So your student, before they leave high school, in order to graduate high school, they have to complete world history, they have to complete U.S. history, and they have to complete Gov Econ. And that's their standard list. Now, what we have on top of that is our elective course called Model United Nations. So if you look on this slide we're on right now, in gold, this is an elective, so it does not count as a history course, but it is a social studies class. It is gold star weighted. So in ninth and 10th grade, they can enroll in global politics. So they enroll in ninth grade, they take MUN. The following year, they take MUN 2. All right. And this program for freshmen is essentially academic debate using the United Nations as a model. And we'll get into that a little bit more as we go down this presentation. So that's the ninth. For ninth graders, what it looks like is taking global politics MUN. All right. That's their first year honors elective course for them. All right. And it gives them a grade bump as well. So A, which is a 4.0 in a regular class, is actually a 5.0 in this class. Fast forward to your student's sophomore year now. They get to enroll in MUN 2. And once again, it's an elective course, and they get another grade bump for that. So an A is a 4. An A is a 5-point grade when you calculate GPA. And you can do the math down the list. Okay. They also at that point get to enroll in our pre-IB World History Honors course as well. This would fulfill their world history requirement for their A through G college acceptance. So they're actually taking 2 classes their sophomore year, the sophomore elective and the sophomore world history class. But like I said, all 3 of these courses are honors weighted and add into their GPA. Very briefly, very briefly, we'll talk about their senior year. So junior year, they continue on. They enroll in IB Americas. We don't offer an MUN class. It rolls into their IB course studies because this is a time where courses tend to get a little more demanding. There's still MUN club and there's MUN activities for them to participate in. And then 12th grade IB World History. Another elective we offer during this time is also IB Psychology. So if your student in 4 years can actually take 6 honors classes with our social studies program, all of them are IB, and all of them actually carry 6 weighted grades that go to the colleges. So they're A through G college weighted grades on their transcripts. And so it's a tremendous opportunity. The IB curriculum is very accessible. It's very user friendly, as you'll see from the student testimonials coming up here pretty soon. Um, and really, it's just a way for your student to maximize their class schedule and really raise that GPA and be in that competitive college environment. So now I wanted to be able to talk to you a little bit about the freshman class. So our freshman elective course is called Honors Global Politics, MUN. What is MUN? MUN stands for Model United Nations, aka MUN. It is a simulation of education focusing on global issues and debating them in these mock United Nations gatherings that take place on the weekends. So your student would be these are MUN students right now dressed up in and they wear professional clothing. They learn to debate and represent different nations in global conflict issues. It's really amazing. I've been to quite a few now, and they are by far one of the most academically powerful experiences I've experienced in my 13 years of public education. So MUN is essentially academic debate, but it uses the United Nations and global issues as a platform for those debates. There are winners, there's awards handed out at every conference the students attend on a Saturday. In fact, here's our current MUN students right now at Capo High School, Capistrano Valley High School, another IB school, and this is them competing. And so, personally, like I always tell the joke of, like if my child's putting on a shirt and tie on Saturday and going to go debate for 3-4 hours, they're going to have some pretty useful life skills along the way and going to be pretty successful. And you can tell by their smiling faces, the kids love it. It's very fun. They get to interact with other students, and they really connect on a global understanding of the world. It's such an awesome experience for freshmen. What's the benefits of MUN? It really provides leadership, provides speaking, provides public platform for growth, provides networking as well. Many MUN kids connect with kids from other high schools, and they develop these relationships as they go to different conferences. Really, it's a very extensive network. In fact, you're going to hear from a couple students that are in college and they run MUN simulations at their prospective universities at their respective universities as well. So let's talk to Margo. She is one of our current kids and one of my personal favorites. So let's hear what Margo has to say about MUN.
Hi, my name is Margo Hart. I'm a senior in Ocean View's class of 2020, and I am a student teacher for the class of 2023's Model United Nations class. Joining MUN was by far one of the best decisions I ever made in high school. I started my freshman year unsure of what I wanted to do in high school and unsure of what I wanted to do past that. Model United Nations completely changed that. MUN granted me skills that I never knew I would ever be able to have. I was able to speak publicly and confidently, and I learned many skills I was able to apply to all subjects, both inside and outside of the classroom. MUN allowed me to meet some of my best friends and experience things I wouldn't have been able to experience anywhere else. In the past 4 years, I've attended many high school conferences, but I've also been able to attend conferences at colleges such as UC Berkeley and UCLA, both of which were wonderful experiences that I hope everyone is able to have one day. MUN has shaped me into the person I've become and has had such an impact on both my life in school and out of school. If there's any advice you take from this video, it is that you sign up for Model UN. I started unaware of what the class was and what I was in for, and I left so happy I took the class and so lucky to have had that experience with the people I did.
Okay, so Margo was just a very quiet freshman, and it's been awesome to see her grow into such a well-spoken young adult. She's heading off to college this year and is going to be an amazing student for every university. So this is actually that Berkeley trip she referred to. This is our students on their Berkeley trip, having a good time touring the area around Berkeley while at their conference. So some of the other awesome benefits of MUN, and this is Mr. Tallman right here. This is the MUN advisor. So he actually teaches our freshman class. This is his email. It's ctallman at hbuhsd.edu. And so he is our teacher of honors global politics / MUN. It's a 4-year experience. You get to go to UCs. I'm sure Mr. Holmes is trying to put together a pretty cool trip for the current seniors. It changes all the time with different universities. There's MUN debates at Princeton, Harvard, Yale. So UCLA is another big trip as well. In fact, that brings us to our next student testimonial from Sarah. She graduated 2 years ago, and she is currently at a university right now, running MUN stuff.
Hi, my name is Sarah, and I'm currently a second-year honors student at UC Davis, majoring in animal biology and double minoring in global disease biology and medical veterinary entomology. As an OSU student, I did MUN United Nations for all 4 years, and I've continued to participate in MUN in college. Some of my most treasured memories from high school are from MUN. The class was an amazing community, and it taught me key research, writing, and collaborative skills that have proved invaluable in my college career. But perhaps the most valuable skill that I learned from MUN is that of public speaking. MUN gave me the tools and the practice to not only become a confident public speaker, but also an effective one. In college, there are a lot of presentations, and especially in STEM, it's really important to be able to effectively communicate. Now, thanks to my years in MUN, I'm able to stand in front of a 400-person lecture hall and give a presentation on my research. MUN is an amazing opportunity, and it's definitely one you shouldn't pass up on.
So that's our last student testimonial. So I'm just gonna make sure you guys can see Mr. Tallman's email here. So if you have any more questions on the freshman class, so this is a freshman elective course called Honors Global Politics / MUN. It's the beginning of an awesome journey. It's the beginning of an awesome journey for your student enrolling at Ocean View High School. And we're really excited to see you at OV. We can't wait to see everyone's smiling face in August. All right, remember, guys, you can't spell love without OV.